Alrighty guys, we're back again and we're looking at Penny's little sword here. So, hopefully that doesn't come through on the audio. Lovely. Air compressor decided just to say hello. So we're working on Penny's little sword here, and we've got this crossguard piece just about finished. I think we'll call her done. And then, that's a graphical glitch in the program. Look at that. It's amazing what you see when you start doing screen caps. But, we're going to work on these other details here. So without dragging it out, we're going to go and get right back into it. So now we need to work on the... Actually, we're going to go ahead and work on the blade, or the pommel. Pommel, we'll call it a pommel. So I have a good screen cap of that one. All right, so... It's got these two little doodads here, and then as you can see here, we've got a little bit of an indentation. So we're going to try and replicate all of that and get it good. And I think we have the profile in a way that I like it. I'm not 100% sure. It could be a little more oblong, and I think that might be where we go with it. Because we could increase this dimension here and decrease this dimension, and that will play better with the shape here. So I think that's where we're going to start. So we got to go back to this bad boy, which I think means pulling up our original sketch. Here we go. So let's go into that. And as you can see, I've now edited the instance of this sketch. This sketch is the first thing we did. You know, hopefully you saw the first episode, you saw us work on this. Because I've gone back down, it effectively erased all of our work. And now... this is where things get interesting. I don't know why. Let's look at the top. Maybe I'm just getting a... Did I redraw that? Why is this dimension here? I don't like that dimension. Go away. Alright, I'm going to hit the D key. Create a new dimension. Okay, that might be part of our problem. Now, we wanted to make this... not so much wider, but let's stick with 20 for now. That's going to fix some of it. Hopefully that's scaled correctly. I'm going to go ahead and check it. There's probably a better way to do this, but if I can find... That's weird. Why is it picking up the midpoint there? It's got a weird extra line to it. I don't know what I did there. Hopefully this doesn't glitch further down the chain. So... that's pretty close to 90 degrees from here. Let's check it. No. Yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and ignore that. That's a small warp in it from whatever we did. So now that we've got that a little bit better, it probably could have been constrained. In fact, you know what? I want collinear. Is collinear the magic word? No. I need a point here to be a point there, which would not be parallel. It would be perpendicular, possibly. Let's find this. Perpendicular to this point? No. Oh, like I said, constraints are still part of the program I have not figured out. What is coincident? Here and there? Nope, that's wrong. Never mind. I think we're just going to ignore that right now. So, boom. Okay, now there's an extrude operation in here. We gotta go find that bad boy. And I think this is what we want to change. So let's look at our extrude. We extruded 12 millimeters. Let's go ahead and extrude 10 and see what that changes. Well, it broke the fillet, for one. So now we're going to open our fillet command and modify it. It does not like us at all right now. Okay. Alright, we still don't like this. So what I might do is instead of this, let's leave this here. We'll create a sketch here. Then... turn this component off and that body off. Now, because I got a sketch here, we'll pull just this part in. I'm just going to draw it. Now, I don't know I need an ellipse, not a circle, because we're going to make an oval. So we want to be like that. So then do we want to make it bigger in the other dimension? Maybe that's where the issue's at. Because we could make this about 15, and that would probably be the good profile. But I think, instead of doing that, actually, let's back out. So that was never created. And then we go back to here. Get our dimension here and go up to 25. That's where we're going to run into an issue. Because this constraint needs to go bye-bye. And then I need to draw a line to there. And maybe if we add a perpendicular between those two. Oh, that looks like it did bad things. Let's check that. Yes, it did bad things. Alright, we're going to try something different here. Hopefully this doesn't break the file. This is called not doing things the proper way. Because this should have all been constrained so that it did, when I change this dimension over here, that does what it's supposed to do. I did not do that. So, now we're going to delete all this and hope I don't break the whole kit and caboodle when I do this, actually. I kind of need him. So, say 130 from there. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, we want it definitely at 90 degrees from that point. I'm going to go out 130, and then we're going to go up. Oh, jeez. I forgot that takes 2 smacks of the button. 12.5 should get us close. And then 12.5. Now we're going to go into rectangle and draw our rectangle. Now, delete that dimension. Dimension this line. And then trim. Actually, that's bad. Okay, now we're going to trim all this extraneous data out. And so these guys should be good. Horizontal, vertical. It's locking that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's hit stop and see where all the bad stuff comes. Oh no, it didn't. It wasn't terrible. Great. Let's look at my fillet again. Boom, boom. Fillet may just end up not being the command we use here. But I kind of like that. I think that's pretty close to what we're looking for. It's a nice ovaloid shape. Ovoid. I don't know what that shape's called. Let me know in the comments, because I know I don't know it. It's not an oval. I don't know. Anyway, geometry. I never took geometry. And it's really weird that I never took geometry. I have a degree in electrical engineering. I have a partial degree in mechanical engineering. And I never... Well, I did eventually take trigonometry. I did not, however, take geometry. And I took trig after differential equations. So, math, I took the long way around. Learning trigonometry through the wonders of Cal 3 is not something I recommend to most people. In fact, I would go ahead and venture to say I would not recommend it to anyone. But hey, it was fun. It's just a weird byproduct of the school I went to, and their math program was sort of a mix. So I did have some prior training in it. I even got a decent score on my what did I take? The ACT? ACT, not the SAT. I took the other one. Alright, that's 100 millimeters. And so we're just kind of... This is probably going to be a third. It is. So it's a third, and then a third. I believe. Or I'm crazy. a third of 100 is 33, right? Yes. Now, granted, it's out of perspective, but it does visually look like it's a little bit longer. So let's go 30, 30... I can do math. 40. So how do we want to do this? I think we're going to start the construction plane here at minus 30. And then another construction plane at minus 40. So that gives us our two divided lines. We're going to split the body. Boom and boom. But I really didn't even need to take trigonometry back in the day. I just did because I was like, well, I want to learn this. And so at the time, the teacher that taught it was one of the hardest teachers I'd ever had. Good old Mrs. Howell. And I was all set up and ready. Oh no, this is going to be non-uniform because we don't want to do this dimension, which is Z. So yeah, and of course I hit enter, as a stupid person does. 0. Well, how about you don't do negative? 0.9 and 0.9. That looks pretty good. Do you want to go deeper than that? I think we're fine. Yeah, we'll go with that. But at the last minute, she stopped teaching that class. And so it was kind of annoying to... I mean, I got one of the easier teachers, and I'm not the person who... I don't want to say I don't apply myself. I do. I really do. I just only apply myself when it's interesting and it's a challenge. And what's not interesting and what's not a challenge is that teacher that took over. I don't like... That looks like it's wrong, but... I don't know why this line's collinear and this one's not. That one's concerning me. So let's do some... distance of 1 from each other. Distance of 1.8. Okay. Now I'm confused. Let's take this body, move it. Oh, I'm in a sketch. That's what the problem is. Okay. This body, move. Alright, we're going to change our point. Set the pivot point to... Let's turn these other bodies off. And the sketch off, just to get rid of it. There. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to go point. Select origin point is going to be here. And then... That's not going to work. I'll figure it out. I know what I'm doing. Not really. And we know it was 0.18. So 0.18 divided by 2 is 0.9. So if we just go this distance by 0.09, that should do absolutely nothing. What happened? Didn't even create an entry for the move. What did I do? This body around, I guess it doesn't matter. Just move this body down in this plane, negative 0.09. Enter. That still doesn't look right. Sorry guys, I'm just all over the place right now. Maybe I got that measurement wrong in the beginning. 104. What is it drawing a distance from? Would be the important part. Actually, you know what we'll do? I have a better way to do this. So this little guy, bye-bye. Let's say goodbye to you. I'm going to turn our construction planes off because we're not going to need those anymore. But no, the guy that taught trig was, I mean, he's a decent teacher. I was expecting, you know, teacher what would destroy me, and I got teacher what was too easy. And I kind of coasted and just did the homework, and basically I was filling out creds because I'm here. Why not further myself, so to speak? And, you know, I was there for 5 years, so it was like, well, why not? Go ahead and join these. Why not go ahead and, you know, try to clean up some of the gaps in my education? And what I ended up doing was not... I mean, I got like a B in the class, but I really didn't apply myself at all. So there's that. Which is fine. I mean, not everybody... I mean, other people had a problem in the class, but geez, at that point I was a senior engineering major. Nobody was expecting... I mean, there were people going like, why are you here? And I went, well, I don't know. I think I could have filleted that. I don't know, but the way I got to draw this circle, or this doodad here. So is that the midpoint? That is the midpoint of that line, and that is 20. Let's look at here. It is not that far. So I did a boo-boo. Well, no, I didn't. Let's just go 10. You know what I did? Maybe that's it. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. We'll figure it out. So yeah, but I ended up having a good time there and not really doing anything. I don't think I barely did the homework. Actually, I think that was one of the classes I only did the homework in class. So to prevent me from having to do homework. I mean, at the time I was also taking like 2 high-level, you know, electrical engineering courses. So it was kind of like, all right, this is boring. I'm just gonna phone her in and get a grade and leave, and that's kind of what I ended up doing. Probably could have mirrored that, but as a body, not as a sketch, but whatever. We're going to do some crazy stuff here. I'm going to select all these guys, and then we're going to extrude. I just lost a monitor. Lovely. Okay, so this is going to be... Go ahead and do it symmetrically. 1 inch. Or 1 millimeter join. And what that does... Actually, that's terrible. Nope, don't do that. Do this. Do a new body. Okay. Alright. So I like that. That's what we want. Now go into... Modify... No, create... We want to mirror these 2 jokers. Oh crap, do I have a... I do have a construction plane that is a mid-plane from this one. So we'll go ahead and select that mid-plane. And it is wrong, because that's the wrong plane there, Skibby. So is that one. So is that one. Okay. New plan. Not do that. Alright, I want a construction plane that's mid-plane between this and this. Boom. Now we can create mirror objects, this guy and this guy, along this plane. Boom. Now we'll turn that plane off because we don't need him anymore. And modify, combine this body with this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. It's a join operation. We don't want to keep the tools, and boom. I say that's pretty close to what we want. Let's go ahead and I like that idea. And we're just gonna play with it. It's not gonna be white, but it's one of those weird things where in this software this is gonna be, in this environment it's gonna be this color. When I do the render, which we might show, it'll be different. So, but that's just to give me visual cues so I'm not crazy. And because I just kind of hate, so we'll create a body from that. So that is going to be the end of the weapon, all fancy dancy. Now, I've got this screenshot here, which shows this stuff. All right, there is a protrusion down here and this thing, but I think I have a better picture. The big question is, what is this line? Really, exactly, what is that line? And I think it's a cylinder that is then cut in. So we've got to figure out what this shape is, and I don't know. It looks like it's similar to these guys, just big. So I think it's a pivot point for when the weapon opens. So we'll make that, and then I think I can create a plane on the end of that. But actually, let's just figure it out. All right, let's get in here. That's interesting. Okay, let's go back through the history here. This chamfer, we're going to change something with this chamfer. Distance and angle. And then let's look at the angle. I want this to be... do I want it sharper? What's my distance? This is where things are going to get weird. I'm going to have to probably rough this in by hand. And again, there's probably a better way to do this. But 68, 69, like we know, well, 669 isn't going to do us any good. No. So 68.5, nope, 0.2, nope, 0.1, 5. All right, trying to get an edge. You know what, we'll go ahead and just do 69. That is going to create a small edge there, but that's probably better from a safety point of view. So let's look. Because we've changed that profile, now this looks a little better. So we're going to draw a sketch here, and let's get rid of Jim Bob here and Billy Bob. All right. I'm going to make a box, and I'm going to make a box that is dimensioned something. Let's turn this back on. I want... let's do this. This is gonna... we're gonna create a... sort of a center line here. Using that. And then we're gonna go... and I think what we're going to do is try to do the trick we used before again. So, extend. Nope, that's extrude. Oh. Oh no, that's extrude. That's extending the wrong way. That's not good either. Okay. Well, that's weird. Why did it do that? Dimension this. Nope. I think sometimes I double click and it creates like small lines, and then it just screws everything up. And again, now we go back into the extend command, and hopefully it's where I want it. Boom, boom. Okay, let's get rid of this component. I think that's good for spacing and size. We'll go ahead and connect these two dots, and we're going to extrude this. Let's take this and make it a line, and then extrude this. And nope, we'll mirror it. I got that other mirror plane that's the center of the weapon. So let's look at it from this angle and pull up, yeah, this component. Now look at that. I am dead on. Didn't even realize it. Okay, that's about where we want this, and we'll do the cut operation so this all matches up later. But that's almost perfect. Do we want to join? I don't know if we want to join. We'll create a new body for now. And then we're going to come over here. I'm going to create a sketch body, or a sketch here. Create a circle on the center point, and I'm going to go, let's see, 5 millimeters. I'm going to take this profile, We're going to run it all the way down this weapon. Oh, where am I at here? Nope, I want the other one. Top, not back. And how far does this go is a good question. Oh, not this one, not that one. Alright, it goes to about right there. I think another issue is we may have to modify this curve, but I'm going to go ahead and say that 400 millimeters is a good little measurement for that piece. And that sticks out. Oh, come on, where'd she go? Okay, what I just did there, it screwed me up for years, and it was screwing me up again there. That is your center of rotation. If I want to center of rotation over here, click, boom. And see, that's your center of rotation. So I've got to get better at doing that. Can I fillet this? How do I make this round? There we go. So, okay, that's pretty cool. That's exactly what we wanted. Again, this is not where we want. That profile is still, well, actually, no. It's perfectly fine. Again, that's why I don't like the clear material that it starts with, because you can see at that angle, I was thinking that this was cutting through, and it just isn't. So now that that's done, we're going to come back over here, and we're going to fillet this Mamma Jamma here and here. Like that. And if I remember correctly, one of those stupid little tiny retarded details you can find on these weapons is a little tiny hole right there. So I'm going to put that little tiny hole in because obsession is a thing I have. But it's those fine details that make a better overall design, I think, to me. And there are people on the internet that, you know, I want that to be bigger. That will know that that dot's there and come after me for it. Okay, I want to... Ooh, we did a bad thing somewhere. I think it was this extrude. Alright, stop the sketch. Open this extrude up. Come on. Okay, it's a joint operation. We do want a joint operation, but we want a joint operation without that body in there. Boom. Okay, now we've got two different bodies, and this is exactly what we want right here. Because I don't want to bore a hole all the way through that blade. I just want to burrow a hole. If I can find this. There we go. Boom. So, there's also create a hole command. I could have used that there, but anyway. And I don't believe these edges are filleted, but I do believe this is filleted a little bit. I can't tell. I think it's just a byproduct of it going into that domed shape, so we're not going to mess with it. So now we've got this detail here. Let's take it and mirror this body along this plane we created earlier, and it's connected to the body on the other side. Boom. Now we can do a... I don't want to do this. You know what? It's fine. We'll go ahead and combine these. So we'll take this body and target, go. But, yeah, this was... it's really funny when you go back through these things, like... and then when I did all the Pura stuff, you got to go all the way through. And you're looking... I mean, I was pulling frames out up till... And small spoiler alert, Season 3 is bad. But the end of Season 3, I was pulling screenshots. And I actually pulled a lot of these penny ones at the same time, because I knew I was eventually going to do a penny weapon. But, oh, it's like you're watching... You're watching a very pivotal moment of the show, and you're watching it in excruciatingly slow detail, because I have to... It's darker, and for some reason it pulled a lot of the minor etch details out that you don't normally see, and they were just in that section, and it drove me nuts. So this is a good detail, and what we're going to do with this detail is use it probably as our cutting point. And And it's in here, so it's about midpoint. So let's look. I want that line to there. So it's about 648. It's not going to help us. We're still going to have to chop somewhere up here. But we'll figure that out later. As far as cutting. So how do we want to do this? We need to create a construction plane in the midpoint between... No, that's going to... Between... Ho-hum. I know I can do this. Offset plane. We can just eyeball it. Which, for this detail, is probably fine. A plane through 3 points might do it. If I could figure out how to do it. Plane along path. We don't want that. We could do a axis, a midpoint axis. No, axis through 2 points. You know what? This is what we'll do. We will do a sketch here. Draw a line from there to there. That's going to give us a midpoint somewhere right in here. And then we're going to create a sketch plane. Get my origin back. Right here. And we're going to try something. Measure. It's not going to let me do that. Whatever. I don't know what re-anchor is. It's one of the. It's on my to-do list of things to figure out. Before I do that, let's go back into the sketch that we created, and we're going to create one more line to save my sanity. So we wanted it 180 degrees from there, and it's arbitrary. Oh, how do I do this? Oh, that's exactly how we do it. Okay, construct a... Nope. I want to modify, split the body, take this body, split it using this tool. Ta-da! You can do it! Now, I'm going to sketch this piece here. And we're going to have to be careful about how we do this. So basically, it's sort of a banding point here. Sort of a connector piece. So let's not do it on this plane. Let's take this body, make it go away. And we will sketch right here. And what we'll do is offset. Well, actually, let's draw a line here. Connecting this out of it, because this isn't part of it. So then... Oh, okay. I don't want you to chain the selection. I want to unselect this and select that. Unselect this and select that. Okay. I don't want random information in there. -2. Is that too big? It absolutely covers up that half circle. So, how about you add a point there? Is that too much? Let's give it a shot. And we're going to do a new body. It's going to tell you new body now, but as soon as I do that, it's going to be joined. So let's go new body. And I think we want this to be about 3 millimeters. Oh, why are you giving me errors? No. Oh, why am I on intersect? I want a new body. Alright, now let's look. Unfortunately, that's not what we wanted. But we can change that. Modify split body, this body, using this tool. Oh, that might not do what I want either. Oh, maybe it will. Let's see what happens. Okay. So, remove that body. Nope, wrong body. Remove him. Okay. So we're going to repeat this. Split the body. This guy here. Boom. Boom. And one more time. No. We are splitting the little guy using this edge. Okay. Now let's go back in and find the strays. And make them go bye-byes. Okay, I like that. I like what we're doing here. Now let's take this body, mirror it. I think this is gonna work. Sure. Okay. Now comes the weird question. I think what we do is we take this body, modify it, combine this body with these two jokers, use it as a cut operation, and then we want to keep the tools because we don't want them to go away. And boom. There we go. That's that piece. We've got one more detail to add, and then we can call this good to go. I don't know what that is. All right, let's see if we can't get more details on that little blob. I don't see it. Oh, look at that. I'm going to ignore that. I'm just going to... This is called RWBY Weapon 101. Things that exist sometimes don't exist. And this is a flat texture on a thing. So, but to me, it looks like a cylinder, and it matches with her thing. So, I don't know. Oh, pain, suffering, and agony. That looks like the weirdest hair barrette ever. Let's see. They're also not lit up in that sequence. That's weird. What are we looking for here? We're looking for that piece that just magically disappears. Look at that. It's just gone. RWBY, why do you kill me so hard? I think it's just a square, and I think that's just going to be a recessed rectangle. So here, nope. Dang it. Top. Here, sketch. We're going to try. Okay, we got it. Let's go up 5. Down 5. And then out. Oh. 30 sounds like a good number. And it looks about right. Okay, now we're going to do an offset off of this. Turn chain selection back on to hopefully get the whole thing. Okay. Let's pull it in 2. Now we're going to turn these into construction lines, and we want to extend this guy and that guy. And that should be it. Let's select everything. We want... let's do it this way. Join everything. Let's make sure we go all the way into the material. Okay, now where's my sketch? There he is. And we'll extrude this down 1 millimeter. And that, by jolly, is that. So, I think we're going to call this bad boy done. Done skis. So that is the design phase. And what we'll do in the last video is go ahead and cut her up for printing, show how we do some of that stuff. We'll show how we put in reinforcement, what we're going to do with all that. I think this episode went a little bit longer than I normally intended to, but hopefully this has been informative. Hopefully it helps you wrap your head around some of the process that goes into some of this design in Fusion 360. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Come back again. We'll show you how we cut this up and get it ready for 3D printing. There's going to be some... You want to minimize a bunch of stuff, and I'll talk about all of that. It's going to be a whole process. So Without further ado, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for hanging out. And hopefully we'll see you in the next video.